Hi, Leah at my sewing room here today. We've been working on sewing a skirt together over the last few weeks live, but we've come to a step that we just need filmed out separately because it's something that will apply to all sorts of applications later on for you guys. We are going to be sewing on a lightweight hook and bar set. This is going on the waistband on a skirt is the end intention. However, the black skirt or the green skirt and the black bars, we're not going to see the stitch. So I'm just going to show you how you could stitch this on by machine instead of by hand, because we love a good machine finish. We love the speed and efficiency of it. So a couple things you're going to want. I'm stitching on a Bernina machine today, and Bernina's button sew on foot is the number 18. So I've got a number 18 here. You're also going to want some temporary wash away glue. We've got a patch stick ready to go. That's going to help hold our hook and bar in place as we get started so it doesn't wiggle around on us underneath. So let's swap over to the machine and we'll do our machine setup. So the 18 foot goes on like all of the other Bernina feet. And some of the nice features about the 18 foot is it has a little rubber toe that's going to help you hold whatever you're stitching down in place. Might not work so well on this hook and bar set, but we'll get that figured out. There's an adjustment knob for the pin in the foot, so we can raise that pin up. This is the button sew on foot, so it's there in case you need a longer shank on your button. But for what we're doing today, I don't need a long shank. I actually just need these to be tacked down pretty tight. So the little tiny holes that are in this hook and bar set, we're going to be able to use our button sew on stitch to hold those in place. Most Berninas have a button sew on stitch. It's going to look like a button with a tiny little bar across it. On this particular machine, it is stitch 14. So to select stitch 14, sorry guys, number 1, 4. It's going to tell us what it wants. We've got, a stitch length of 0 and a width of 4. Which is probably not quite what we need, but we're going to go in and test. So what I'm going to do here is going to move that back down. I'm just going to glue both sides of this bar down. And I'm not going to make a functional pair right now. I'm going to make a pair that we can visualize the stitching that needs to happen. I'm going to lower my foot right on top. The default stitch length on this is probably a little bit too wide for this hook and bar set, but we're just going to test it by turning our hand wheel and seeing if we're going down in between the holes on this bar. So if we're not hitting the holes on the bar, we're going to adjust our stitch width. And I'm just going to go down a little bit. So first side is going down nice and clean through the hole. So I'm just checking this with my hand wheel and rolling through both sides of the stitch. So the needle is going through the hole on both sides, and the stitch has an auto knotting feature at the front. First side stitch down. So now that I know my width is set up right, we'll go back around and stitch the other side of this and show you visually what's going to be happening all the way through the stitch. So when we lower our foot, the little bar in our 18 foot is going to be holding the bar down for us. And there's one other function we might want to engage. We have a pattern end function on our machine. Most Berninas have this. Icon might be different on a different Bernina for you. But we're going to engage that pattern end so it just stitches one repeat of this design because that's more than enough stitches to hold this bar on. So most of the time we don't need to be touching our hand wheel, except when we're putting big metal things underneath our needle, like right now. So we're just going to make sure that the first side, we're clearing the hole nicely. Does 3 needle up downs there. And then it comes over to the other side and it's going back through the hole. So from there we can continue stitching. And it will stitch until it knots at the end, which is programmed into the stitch. So we're going to pull this off towards us after raising the foot. If you leave these threads nice and long, you'll be able to use a self-threading needle and tie those off on the back, put a little fray check on them. But that would be the first part of our hook and bar set. Second part will be to attach what will go on the other end of your waistband. And this one's going to be a little bit trickier to see because we're going to wiggle that bar on our foot under the lip on there. But I'm thinking the holes are going to be roughly the same size and the same distance apart as on the first side of this bar set. 1, 2, 3, clearing the hook. And we've got pattern end engaged so that it only stitches the one repeat. Whoop. I've left my bobbin thread too short after that last trim. Your stitch doesn't pick up. Could be your bobbin thread is just a wee bit short. Super happy with the placement right now. Oh, my needle thread's too short. Never mind. Raise that up and start again. Again, this could be held in place with a little bit of glue. Down, hand wheel down, hand wheel down. Check, come to the other side. I'm clearing both holes. And come around and do the other side. And then on this hook portion, we're also going to want to tack down the last outside hole. I'm going to set this up so it tacks over the top and over the bottom. So because we don't have 2 holes to connect through here, we're going to make sure we're clearing the first one. this one. All those loose threads up on top right now. We'll take a hand sewing needle, thread them to the back, tie them off, and put a little bit of fray check on them. We don't want extra strain on our waistband closures, but these will be nice and sturdy and get us a beautiful finish on our skirt without having to sit there and stitch them by hand. So that'll be good to go. If you'd like to see more machine tips for sewing clothing, follow us on YouTube. Hit that like button on this video. I'd love to hear your comments about what you're going to put a hook and bar set on next. And hit subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. See you next time.